how do you deal with the expectations, going into your senior year? You're going to have all the spotlight on you. People are going to be watching every pass you throw, what is the process for you internally on a day-to-day basis to do what your dad said, which is keep the main thing, and everything else around you, the NIL, recruiting, camps, Elite 11, all that stuff, and just allow that to all just play itself out?
I understood in myself that I had to do these certain things that, maybe missing out on parties or missing out on these things to kind of, keep that main goal, like we were saying. And, I don't want to say it's easy, but, I don't want to say it's that tough, but, you do miss out on some things. You do have to make some sacrifices. You got to be self-disciplined, because it's really all on you. Your parents can tell you one thing, your coaches, your friends, they can tell you one thing like, oh man, you can really do this, but it comes down to you and what you really want, at the end of the day. So I think the biggest thing is just having a good support system around you that, have the same goals as you. And that's what I have. And, I feel, my parents, they both support me in what I want to do. And if this wasn't what I want to do, they would support me 100%. But it is, and they understand that. And they, like I said, I have a great support system. It just makes my job easier at the end of the day.
A common theme we've had talking to some of the most successful former athletes and parents, it's kid driven, it's parent supported, right? If it's the other way around, you're setting yourself up for massive failure. So take me back a little bit, Malachi. So when you're a young kid, your dad says you're 5 years old, you could always throw a football, you could always throw a baseball. All right. So right now, of course, you're, a prominent 5-star high school football player. But take us back now, Pop Warner, you're younger, you're playing with your middle school, elementary school. Are you playing multiple sports? Are you focusing? When did you start focusing on football? Are you still playing other sports? Sport specialization is such a big topic in the youth space right now because no one's really quite sure how to navigate it. If you want your child to ever excel at one thing, parents are kind of in this train of thought where if we don't put all of our eggs in this basket, it's going to be hard to keep up with other people who do make those decisions, and vice versa. If I want my kid to be well-rounded, is he going to be a jack of all trades and a master of none? So in your family, what were your parents' advice? What was your earliest years of sports memories? What was that experience like? We all know you're the quarterback and the 5-star USC commit now, but were you the baseball player, the basketball player? Were you running track? Were you playing in the backyard pickup games? What was your youth sports experience like leading up to high school?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I mean, I was telling somebody about this, a couple of days ago. They're like, "Were you always a quarterback, or how does that work?" And growing up, I played, like you said, played all the sports. I played football, basketball growing up, baseball. I ran a little bit of track here and there, and football wise, I always, I wanted to have the ball in my hands, I guess you could say. And, I played running back my first 2 years. I think I played when I was 5 and 6 years old, and that was flag. So we played flag football 5 and 6. And then when I was 7 is when I started tackle. And, I don't know what it was, but, I saw the first 2 years we had this guy, and I don't know at that age, how promising this is, but we had a quarterback. He was really the quarterback, and it wasn't me. So they put me in a running back. But, when I was 7, I don't know if he moved up or stayed down or something like that. But, they want to play quarterback. Sure. I tried it out. And since then, I haven't switched. I felt after that, I played a couple more, years of defense or whatever it was. But, it came down to, I think when I was 12 years old, started playing quarterback, and that was it. I mean, that was it. I don't need to stop playing football, and I just played quarterback at that point, really. And that's all I had to focus on. I loved it. I really did. And I do to this day. I don't want to, I can imagine playing any other position, really. It's just, it's done so many things for me in my life, and, to get me to the point that I'm at. It's really great.